and welcome back. Today we are making the first soap in our summer cocktail series. I thought this would be a fun one. Today we're going to be using the Purple Hooters Fragrance from Nature's Garden. And as you can see, well, maybe it's a drink. It's named for a drink, the scent is. And I've had it in both a bath bomb and a solid bubble bath for quite a while, and the name always makes people laugh. Then they smell it and they love it. So I decided it was time to make it into a soap, and then we built a whole collection around it. So I have some other cocktail inspired fragrances, soaps coming out this month, and these will be for the May release. In case you're curious, May is also my birthday month, so I will be doing a giveaway on May 2nd, so you want to stick around for that. So we'll go ahead and combine our lye solution and our oils and blend everything up to a nice light trace. Now that I have it mixed up, I'm going to split off some, I don't know exactly how much yet, I haven't decided, some, and this is going to be the base of our soap, and then we're going to have an in the pot swirl on top of it. This base is going to be a solid purple, and then we'll do an in the pot swirl on top. So I'll go ahead and do that and blend up our colors. Okay, you can see that here is the majority of the batch. It's not fragranced, it's not colored, it's just hanging out. We'll get to it in a minute. Here's what I split off, and I've colored it kind of this nice dusty purple. It's got quite a few air bubbles at the moment. Also, this fragrance slows trace down, so even though I blended quite a while, this is still very liquidy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bottom, and then I'm going to set it aside to kind of set up a little bit, and then we will start making the rest of the soap, or we'll finish dealing with it. I mean, it's made, we just have to deal with it. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in and then get it as level as I can, and then we'll start with the rest and you'll see what we're going to do with it. This is still working to set up. I am going to be putting a mica line, a pencil line, whatever you want to call it, into the soap. So I am using the dark steel gray mica from Nurture Soap to do this. And you can see I'm just putting it in my little strainer, and then I'm going to tap very carefully all over the soap so that everything is covered. And I want kind of a heavy line so that there's a nice delineation of places between. So just kind of trying to get all the corners. There's places where it's hard to see. So I'll go ahead and finish that up, and then we'll get started on the rest. While we're waiting for that to set up just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and work with the rest of it. So I've split off just a little bit more out of the main batch. Let me get the spatula out of the way. And I am going to add the Colorant Fragrance to this. I'm going to use the same purple as I used for the other one. You can see it kind of sitting off there in the back, and it is Royal Purple from Nurture Soap. And it gives me that kind of dusty color. And then the big one is going to be white, and that will be titanium dioxide, as usual. I'm going to take my purple that I've made here, and from a height, pour it in just kind of in different spots. I'm pouring it high so it gets all the way down to the bottom, and as it gets towards the end, we'll do that, and then we'll scrape it out so we get it all. Now we're ready to pour over our pencil line. This is always the tricky part, trying to pour over and not break the line so that nothing swirls together. I may have to block your shot so you can't see it really well because I don't pour other-handed very well. So pretend that you can see. But what I'm doing is I am using a spatula to kind of catch it so that it gently puts on it, not flows through. A little bit there, and we all know that I am super messy, and we just have to accept this because that's the way things are. Case in point, all the little drips. So now that I have that sort of going on, I have mixed up some more of that same dark steel mica with a little bit of black glitter, and I've mixed this in a little bit of oil, and I am just going to drip a little bit randomly all over, just wherever it feels like it needs to go. I'm using very light pressure on the pipette and just kind of letting it do whatever it feels like it needs to do. If I see a place that looks a little naked, then I put some more, and then we're going to just kind of, you see how I'm spritzing out this last little bit? Just the teeny drops that are kind of coming out from it. I'm super into that. And we're going to let that be our top, sort of splattery, I guess. But it should be interesting. I hope so. That's always the hope, that it's going to be interesting. So we'll be back in a couple days to cut it and see what it looks like on the inside. So here we are, we've got our Purple Hooters Soap unmolded. You can see our little pencil line right there of the black. And you can also see where I dribbled and didn't clean it up. That doesn't bother me at all, so don't let it bother you either. So I've got it lined up. Let's cut it and see what happens with the swirl. I love that sound. So here we go. Perfect. Got our nice color down here. We've got the swirls and our nice dark and even pencil line going on. I'm really super thrilled with how that turned out. And of course the touch of black on top. Now everyone's going to have a slightly different swirl because that's the way it works with an in the pot swirl. You can see these actually gelled, and so they heated up quite a bit, and they are nice and firm. It's only been a couple days. I usually let my soap sit for about 2 to 3 days in the mold before I even try to unmold them, because in general I don't gel my soaps. I'm so thrilled with how that pencil line turned out. It's so nice and straight and even and just perfect. It doesn't always work out that way, but I'm glad it did this time. Look at all the swirls. Just lovely. And of course, the end pieces, which will go into sample boxes. Right. See you next time. Bye.